Hello and welcome to another video. I wanted to make a video about sheep because he's a great prototype for beginners in my opinion, because you don't have to watch out for a lot of the requirements or for the buffs and debuff he does, because he's pretty straightforward. This is him. He starts also with the basic amount of health and speed. He has two abilities. The first ability is that he generates 5 cells every second. It's not going up while you're fighting. After the round, the seconds get count up and you receive the amount. I will show you in this video soon. And the other one is 50% minus damage to organs. But it sounds scary, but you won't even feel it in the game. Maybe in the early few stages, but later not. So I usually go with stage 1 because it's possible to unlock everything with stage 1 and you have all the bosses. You can play on higher difficulties if you want. As I said, starting off, it's not the fastest or the best. He's quite weak and I need to watch out for the enemies. I usually try to at least collect 10 of the cells, which I didn't make this time. So I can reroll one of these ones at least. Yeah. So now you see we're already at 105 cells. I usually go with organ quality first because I like the mechanic of how they are dropping, and I'd rather spend the cells on organs than on rolling for new. I mean on upgrades for our system, not on buying new organs. Still quite hard the first few rounds, but you get a lot of movement speed with sheep, so it's quite easy to dodge. Well, that's, you know what I mean, but sometimes you clearly can get hit if you're not careful enough. That's the reason I'd go with organ quality first, because now I can get blue ones really fast and they are super strong, in my opinion. So we start off with this one, going into this one, to this one. For the people new to the game, short explanation of what's going on. This one has a frequency of 1 second, which means this one is getting shot every second once. So it has an efficiency of 120%. I'm not 100% sure what efficiency affects, but my simple guess it would affect everything besides the projectile amount. This decides how much damage you do, as well as these nerves. These nerves there are two kind of nerves. This one and one that makes another limb shoot, or tentacle in this case, when the other one hits. But these have less efficiency than the ones that do when you hit a crit. Yeah, well, let's get to the next round. He added new sound effects. I like it. Well, I just assumed, I mean the developer added new sound effects. And as you can see now, all of the worry about having no damage and stuff is already gone. And now we are just gonna enjoy the fruits of being sheep. One of them is definitely being super fast, like when you get the upgrades for even more movement speed, you're flying over the map. It's really fun. I'm gonna try to explain a little bit about my choices. So right now we have a lot of damage, and we can just stack nerves and another kind of damage. We should be fine till wave 10 without even getting another brain and stuff like that. But I really like the effects of poison, so you will see them utilized later. I tried to refresh not as much as I would do if I would play alone. That sounds weird, but yeah, because I want to show how much you can upgrade and get stuff done, like efficiency wise. Like, I want to be strong as fast as possible, because the whole point of this video is to show you guys that you're able to try out different things if you have a lot of cells lying around. And one crucial part of that is to get a lot of drops from the enemies in legendary quality. Because leveling up and receiving new organs is not the most reliant way to get good organs. Sometimes you gotta pay like 500 cells to make enough refreshes to get another nerve, or yeah, a specific organ you like. And now you can already see we are at wave 4 and I'm already receiving legendary organs. I really like this one, the wings of the fairy. You can just use them with a big lung and they will boost minions. I will show it later, but they are really bad if they come. I see them a lot without another vessel. That's preferably not the choice. As you just saw, I really, if I see a nerf, I just pick it. I'm not fussing about that, because it's one of the most efficient things to have happen in the game, to trigger another attack by having another attack, and yeah, you get a gist. So this one's rather funny. Like, you can see now, this is a belly of the snowman. It does like a small AoE around you, which slows the enemy. And now you see I can put a spine on it. And as we talked about earlier, the spine shoots every few seconds with certain efficiency. So I think it's really confusing at first what it does, but as you can see, it has a duration because it is a debuff in kind, and the affected unit, as long as the debuff is running, the spine implemented by the belly is active. So I could like add this one preferably because it's really fast shooting, and add this one. And I try to show this to you in this run now, to explain exactly what this does now. I think you can see the yellow balls that come from the enemies. Those are shot because they are inflicted with the cold debuff. You can see good with the mini boss. He's shooting those things out at his mates. And usually if you would have this kind of setup this early and scale into damage, the enemies would just... I mean, like, if you would upgrade the damage, it would scale really high. But you always gotta stay focused, because it's really fast to die. Especially if you're playing a slower prototype and you're getting stuck in like the mini boss type of enemy. You can sometimes lose 2 hearts to get out of there. This one is another created organ. What it does whenever someone inflicted by a certain buff, like the snow belly right now, dies, something happens with like 500% efficiency. I'm not gonna take another one right now because we only have one brain and we can probably just utilize one right now. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it on the current one, to be honest. We do need some weapons. And now we're just going for the organ drop rate. And you will see, this is going crazy. Entertainment purpose, I probably should have upgraded another brain right now, because the save wave will probably be the exact same as the one before. So yeah, sorry about that one. But yeah, with higher drop rates we can now get good stuff this round and probably fix up another brain super easy next round. And we also should put some points into base damage at this point. Like, it's still doable. I mean, looks still pretty easy, but like if there, in some cases there would be situations right now where a nice item could drop in the last few seconds and I couldn't reach it. So yeah, just hypothetics. I'll try to comment over most of the video and will not edit. So, because this is more like a guide tutorial / video, I want to make a little compilation after this one about sheep and like some nice builds and having insane damage. And these ones will be shorter, yeah. But I will try to explain everything that's going on as best as I can. Now we have another brain. Those are the lungs I meant when I was talking about those wings earlier, because those wings make your efficiency go higher, but right now we just want some debuffs. Now this one comes into play. About these I'm most of the time rather clueless what to do, because 500% efficiency means there's a lots of stuff going on at the same time. But like going for a basic explosion is pretty and the ranges are pretty small, so you'll see what I mean later in the video. Right now we are just scrapping together whatever we got. In short term, what's happening now is we have a big AoE, which is gonna fire only every 8 seconds. This organ is not good stats, to be honest, but whatever, yeah. It's gonna happen every 8 seconds, and it's gonna give this blood debuff, which damages 7 damage over 2 seconds. And when the enemy dies while having this debuff on it, it's gonna shoot this one, and you can see it does quite a lot of damage because of the 494% DP efficiency. And then we have some nerfs, another shot, another nerf, another shot. Maybe we should switch these around, I guess. Yeah, so the reason I did it is because those are multiple projectiles, and this one is a single projectile. So, which means more are gonna get more, and then shoot one out. Now we get back in. Every 8 seconds we're gonna see some huge red circle around us. This one, it's not even that huge, but you can see what happens. Shoots a lot of balls. As it currently stands, it's not the most efficient thing we've got. Or we've made by now. But it works, and it's some additional DPS for anything that comes close to us every 8 seconds. And of course, always try to loot as much size as you can. The more size you got, the more damage, the more efficiency you got going in the end. As you can see now, after the round, we already got like 800. We could save another round and go for brain capacity already, which I think we are going to do actually. But I'm gonna take HP just for safety and one more movement speed because it's fun. And I mean, like, I usually always get the crit for 50 sides because it's so. Well, that was an accident, but I usually only get the 50 crit upgrade because it's really cheap and it does quite some damage. Since the amount of enemies are now growing, we also get a lot of more damage because most of our abilities hit more or activate more the more enemies they hit. So this is a self-scaling thing. And the more enemies, the more loot we get. Organs, to be specific. I want to go for a pet next, like not pet, like minion. Yeah. Not sure how to go about it right now, but we will see. We didn't drop one yet at least. Not that I remember. I know there was a pet right now, but it's not the one I like. Imps are... I don't know how to say it. I don't yet really understand what they're supposed to do. I think I'm still gonna swap this one right now because it still has a bad active frequency, but it has a lot more effective radius. Yeah, so the ants are great. Ants are great because they have good base values. You will see, you will see. So now we go for brain capacity. Oh, it's changed in the update. Before it was more expensive and was +2 at once, and now you can get more single upgrades for less. This is the reason I was thinking for a second. So I like this one, but I think we are gonna swap this. No, we're not. We're not gonna swap this. Oopsie. Yeah. So now we're gonna do this and this, and now we have like. If it comes to the last ball, there's gonna be on they are gonna be on the whole screen. Now we are gonna do the same thing as before. Yeah. I think I'm gonna use this one because I didn't see it has no slots. It's not the best, but it's gonna work. You're gonna use the swords here now, and then, yeah, then shoot the ball. Alright. What we're gonna do... Maybe we get some more base damage. And now you can literally go, the next brain you make is like I was already planning for a minion. Now you can just make a minion. And this is what I meant. The second ball that hits spawning so many of those. And then you're not really sure if every aura power that is applied to a minion spawns another boomerang, or if they stack like, or if it's just one freeze aura and one boomerang, but I'm pretty sure it's just one. Because clearly the amount is close to the amount of enemies on the screen. I really like the new sound effects. I mean, some of them could be a little bit more refined, but having them is great. We are coming to the stages of the game where it's just fun. You don't really need to worry about much anymore. Like, okay, the bosses take not a lot of damage right now, but yeah, we're gonna see about that soon. So, oh, whoa, that was close. You can turn down the visibility of the effects of your checks in the menu, so you will see better. But to be honest, I enjoy all of the things on the screen. Yeah, I just took the heart. The heart goes off when a minion dies, which is super nice for what we wanna do. We are now gonna take another brain and start off with probably this one. This should do really well. I think this was changed a little bit. The numbers seem awkwardly good. 1.28 seconds and 300% efficiency. Should be fine. To be honest, I don't really know all about these stats. Like, I'm not sure what fertility does, to be honest, but all we care about right now is the duration the minion stays alive by itself and the maximum numbers. Because there's two things we can do here. First of all, like, of course we can give them some aura and stuff, but I don't really like that. We can give them another spine. And they live 4 seconds, which would mean they can shoot four times. We could also go like this. I think the frequencies were reduced on a lot of them. Like, this looks the same, but this looks reduced as well. Yeah, oh well. But we could either fit one of the ones that do more damage, or we do the ones that do less damage. But I really like the ones that do less damage, but shoot more often. And now I actually don't have any more nerves to do good things. That's bad. We need to get more nerves next round. But we can help ourselves by doing some of those things. Like, this has 2 slots to shoot stuff. We can make this happen and this happen. And for here we have the on death event trigger. That's why I was saying it's important to look for the duration. And now we can do a lot of stuff here. This does a lot of damage, but it has a lot of efficiency and it can supply a lot of things. As you can see, we could, when they die, they just hit the swords and do a lot of damage. We could have them spawn more eggs, but that's not really good in my opinion. Or we can have them shoot with a lot of damage. And they shoot 3 projectiles. Yeah, I think we are gonna go with this right now. Yeah. Looks fine to me. Next we go for more damage. At this point you can choose whatever you like for your own comfort. You can also go for more sales application chance and pickup range if you want to get even more sales. But this was just the relaxing way of trying out new organs. Oh, they also got a new sound effect. That's nice. Pets are really incredible in the game right now. Like, everything is incredible. You can reach so much damage so quick. But this way you can try out all of these things and maybe try out some of the things I've explained in this video. And you can just have some fun. I will also make a video about I'm not sure which name the prototype is right now, but he has an investment type, interest type of gameplay to him, which basically means the more sales you get, the more sales you have saved up, the more sales you get percentage-wise next turn. Of course, as usually with interest type of things, you can really maximize out sales by this, but the shop is also more expensive, so I think it's quite hard to get going in the early games. And to be honest, I also want to be able to swap as much organs in the 40 level ups after a turn, just to get a more smooth experience. But that's just yeah, how would you say, your own taste. Remember this guy talking about getting some more nerves next round? Yeah, this was me, right? This is what I mean. Like, so, and I don't take the crit nerves because we didn't skill on crit much right now, and I'm not planning to. So yeah. By the way, the boss just you saw the damage output enough to just kill the boss insanely fast. And now we've got a nerf. That's great. So we're gonna connect this to the star. I love these stars. Have some explosion going on and then nothing because we're missing another nerf. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna get some upgrades going. I think we're gonna just maximize damage. Movement speed just for the fun. And here we go. It's this what I mean, that's super fun playing sheep. Just a quick recap, so these just it's getting really hard to explain what everything going on the screen, but as you can see, they are shooting the small parts. That's the one we put on the downside of the when they die, and they are shooting the star thingy, which then explodes, and more balls. Yeah. What we want right now would preferably be 2 more nerfs, so we could remove some of the less effective balls and make it like a fire explosion or something like that. Which is why I went for the fire belly, lizard belly thingy. You guys are always free to, I know most of you only watch like 1 minute, but maybe someone will watch more if there's some dude talking random stuff to him. And you're always free to ask questions or make suggestions on what you would like to see next. And the commentary will also get better by the time. I need to get used to it. This time I remember that we want nerfs. This one is a hard one. I really love the mushrooms. In orange quality they are super nice, but I'm just gonna go with the nerf because we really need nerfs right now. Really. I said 2 more nerfs, right? Never mind. I'm just gonna go for a lot. So I'm thinking about not doing this. The reason is because we already have 10 brain capacity, which generally means that we have a lot of damage if we are just gonna hook those up to each other. I want those coming from the stars, and I want those to explode. And now is the question, do we want the explosion to have swords or actually burn? I would, if we were like, if the explosion was like around here maybe, like if we would take the heart instead of the explosion and the heart instead of the spine and would put the explosion right here, then I would most likely go for poison and use these eye thingies to have something happen when the enemies die, but this far down I probably would just go for the sword. Yeah, so now we can go for another brain. To be honest, I want for this brain I want the wings. I really want the wings. Maybe if he's changed so much, then he maybe changed this as well. We can get more movement speed. This is not the best decision, but sounds good to me. 3 seconds. This means we can use this one. Wow, barely does it, but yeah. So since this buff is on us, we should just have some kind of magic armor then. But I want to replace these wings with wings that actually do more damage for us. Like the activation rate I was talking about earlier. This is also the reason why I always prefer the nerfs right now, because we didn't have many and now we could just fit a whole new brain. The last one, to be precise. So what this thing does now is gives us higher movement speed, and while we are above this movement speed, it's gonna shoot out these with 500% efficiency, which is a lot of damage. Then this will hit the sword will trigger another shoot, and those will then trigger another shoot. Shots, I mean, of course. So at this point it's really gonna get messy on the screen, not gonna lie, so... And I'm not sure if the minions also get that buff. I think that didn't work properly. I'm not too sure. Well, we're gonna switch it anyway. We are like super fast. This is crazy. Oh, need to be careful. At this point it's safe to say that we have enough damage to kill the last boss, and yeah. We could just replace any of these brains I just made and with another one if you're liking, and try something different. Like, I mean, not the ones I made, you don't need to do these, I mean, just, you can at this point just freely remove any of your brains and rebuild it, or do all of them. Just freely experiment. But to be honest, there are still some of the organs I didn't really try out yet or understood. This one, to be honest, I never really tried by now. And I do understand this one, but usually the enemies die before the effect runs out, so maybe this would be more of a thing for the buff type of situation. Yeah, but for the moment I'm not really a fan of it. This one. But it was really weak. I want a better one. Hold on for a second. I'm scared to just skip away one. We are this far deep into the video and this is gonna be one take, so just bear with me for a second. I tried. I spent every last cell we had. Now we take this one. makes 33% more attack speed. I like it. The thing is, I wanted an AoE because I have minions, but in some cases you could also go for this one and then go this one, because it would give yourself probably a high buff. Yeah, 60% more attack speed, which would mean in turn that every spine, this probably, this probably as well. Yeah, all of them would probably go a little faster than. I'm not so sure. I'm gonna try this one for this one. This is what I mean. You can just freely experiment. Yeah, I think I'm shooting a lot faster now. Yeah, you can just use it on yourself. Or you can use it as a buff aura, so every one of your minions is shooting faster. Which we are probably gonna go do next. Minions can't even reach us anymore at this point. It's really easy. Sheep is the MVP. And I bet it won't change on the higher difficulties. I'm really thinking about doing some of the videos on the higher difficulties, but the people who were going for the higher difficulties probably reach them easy. And people who don't care for him just don't care for him. But if I have to suffer for entertainment purposes, then I will have to suffer. One of the most obvious reasons I didn't choose to regularly play on the higher difficulties, because there's not much of a reason yet. Oh, I thought I just died because I wasn't watching for a second. Oh, that would be horrifying. Absolutely horrifying, I tell you. Yeah, I hope my English is kinda okay. Probably quite hard at some points, but as I said, it's gonna get better. So I think we're gonna go for the AoE now. Because we have pets. Yeah. I said it already, I know. I'm sorry. So gonna go for more movement speed. Wait for it now. It's definitely noticeable, but can we kill the boss without moving? No, we can't. Whew. Seems like we are not doing too good on damage side, to be honest. We will see about that. It's fine. But I usually should be able to well, I didn't upgrade the first two brains we did. There's a lot of things, so maybe I should check them now. If you do that properly, then the bosses should also die very fast. Did I just take one without a vessel? That's what I mean. Always keep the concentration up. I don't think I have enough, no. better than nothing. More movement speed. I think we are just gonna scrap this one completely. So we want more speed. Then we want. We're gonna. We're still gonna. Yeah, we're still gonna go like this. Sorry for being silent for such a long time right now, but I'm just replacing everything we had. It's different stuff and better versions. It's really stupid I took this one. I have so many now without upgrades. And without more path. Not good, not good. Yeah, well, but I think we're done here. Let's see how fast the boss dies. Maybe I was just paranoid for nothing. He does survive for a second there. But it looks beautiful. Yeah. I will take this last minute to thank whoever actually watched this video. Not to say the video is bad and you shouldn't watch it, but right now there is not much people viewing these videos. And if you actually watched more than 2 minutes of the video, thank you very much. Yeah, leave a like. As I said, I'm open to questions and suggestions, and I will try to improve everything there is about the video quality and myself, especially the commentary aspect of these videos and the duration. But it's really hard for me to decide which parts of the gameplay I should remove, or if I should even remove, or if I should speed up some of the stuff. Like, it was quite hard to find stuff to talk about for the next 40 minutes, but there's still a lot of stuff I want to talk about in the future. Yeah, so hope whoever watched this did enjoy his time. Maybe I answered some of the unspoken questions he had, and yeah, looking forward to keep entertaining.